All of the southwest of England is now a designated drought area following some of the driest conditions in nearly 90 years. The Environment Agency says Bristol, Somerset, Dorset, South Gloucestershire and parts of Wiltshire are all affected. Earlier this month, Devon, Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly were also declared to be in a drought. Well, Matt Taylor is here. Another significant moment in one of our hottest summers ever.
Indeed, yeah, you can see the impact it's had on the countryside here in Wiltshire, Clive, and some of the rivers in the area are now showing river flows at their lowest on record. And with Wiltshire and these other areas in the southwest added to the drought status, that's now 11 out of 14 of the Environment Agency's regions currently in drought. Now, the impact it's had on the southwest is fairly stark when you look at it from space. The satellite imagery shows the green outlook at the end of spring, but just notice how the landscape has turned to definite brown, the vegetation there, and that's after one of the driest Julys in around 90 years. And it goes beyond that. Both winter and spring also showed below average rainfall. So is there any rain in the forecast? Well, there is the potential of some rain, a chance at least, as we go towards the weekend. And I emphasise the word chance. Now, we're watching an area of cloud that has been spreading its way in off parts of Canada into the North Atlantic. Here it is here, lumps of cloud here, looks fairly insignificant at the moment, but what's going to happen to that is going to start to push its way towards Iceland over the coming days and start to develop a bit further, bump into the area of high pressure which is dominating us at the moment, and then head its way southwards, combine forces with low pressure in France to potentially bring a greater chance of those heavy and thundery downpours. So let's start with the weekend, because there'll be a scattering of heavy, potentially thundery showers across particularly England, Wales, Northern Ireland on Saturday. Still some sunshine in between, warm in that sunshine, but pretty windy conditions across the northern half of the UK, parts of northeast England and Scotland where it will stay dry. And that is really the story of the next few days. Let's come back to the here and now, because still a lot of dry weather around, only isolated showers. And if you've been out and about on the south coast, you've probably noticed it's been breezy the past few days. That will continue.
Hello there, good afternoon to you. Well, generally over the next few days, a lot of dry weather around with high pressure to the north of the UK.
Hello there, good evening. A decent part of this week is bringing some spells of sunshine, quite a lot of dry weather, although a bit of a breezy wind. But changes are coming our way later on in the week. For Friday, a greater chance of showers, and then come the weekend, we could well see some heavy, potentially thundery outbreaks of rain, which could lead to some impacts. We are keeping a close watch on things. And then the outlook, well, I think a lot of settled weather in store as we head towards the end of the week. Friday, we start to see a greater chance perhaps of some showers. We've always got this northeasterly breeze that does drop a little bit by Friday, but you can see as we head towards the weekend, we start to see that real change. As I say, there's potential for some heavy rain in store, thundery as well. We will be keeping a close watch on things, and of course a drop in those temperatures as well. Have a good evening.
Hello there, George. Not as hot as New York, but it has been a fine day really today across many parts of the country. Many people have been enjoying some late summer sunshine, and following that sunshine, it's going to be a quiet night tonight, largely clear skies.
Well, after the heat wave and the drought, now is the time of year when the weather usually begins to cool a bit as autumn starts to take over from summer. Alex, is this what we can expect this year then?
Well, it looks like autumn is not far away at all in terms of the kind of weather that we're going to get. But before we get there, let's take a little look back at August so far. And actually, for England, it looks like it's going to be our warmest on record, but our fourth warmest for the UK in terms of mean temperature. And we've only had 54% of our average rainfall for August. And as you know, we are still in a drought. But let's take a look at what's going to happen as we head through the next few days. And as we run the pressure pattern sequence, you can see high pressure is in control at the moment. So the next few days, or the last few days really of August, aren't looking too bad. But as we get towards the weekend, you can actually see this unsettled weather moves in right for the start of September. So get your bodies at the ready.
Oh, gosh, I don't like to hear that. But the Met Office is saying that this change to cooler autumn weather is going to start happening later and later in the future.
Yeah, so what the Met Office are predicting in terms of their models is that we think that basically autumn, or rather the summer conditions, will last longer into autumn, and then the more unsettled weather that we expect in autumn will start to happen a lot later. Now, if that does happen, that does mean that droughts could become more frequent, which is what we don't want. Yeah. As for the next few days, how is it looking? Well, as I say, there is a bit of rain in the forecast. Well, let's take a look at the next few days. And as I say, dry and fine over the next couple of days, certainly. But there will be some changes developing as we head towards the end of the week into the weekend with some fairly heavy rain in the forecast. So, yes, a touch of autumn slap bang at the beginning of September.
OK, might be time to get the jumpers out. Alex, thank you.
Hello. A change in meteorological season and potentially a change in weather type on the way later this week. We could see some rain more widely across the country this weekend. But before we get there, as you were, most places dry, a little bit breezy across southern areas. But as that breeze eases down, temperatures should start to rise a little bit, especially with more sunshine across Scotland and Northern Ireland compared with the past few days.
Hello Victoria, good evening to you. Well, over the next few days we are expecting it to be mostly dry. There is just the chance of the odd isolated shower and it will be quite breezy too. Tomorrow a little bit breezier than today. We're drawing in that north or northeasterly wind. Then into the weekend something a bit more unsettled. We're under the influence of an area of low pressure. So there is a chance of some rain on Saturday. Still some uncertainty, but it's something we are keeping a very close eye on. But today it has been a decent day. We've had decent spells of sunshine. Here are some photos taken by some of our weather watchers. This was taken around 12 o'clock today. So yes, we had some lengthy spells of sunshine, but as the day progressed, more and more cloud did build. But as you can see, even with all this cloud around, you can see a break there to have allowed for some sunny spells also. So tomorrow it is going to be mostly dry through the course of the day. There is a chance of 1 or 2 isolated showers feeding in off that northeasterly breeze. I think for most areas mostly dry and settled too. So an area of high pressure to the north of the UK, bringing in that north or northeasterly wind. That's going to start to shift away on Thursday and actually into the weekend. We are going to be under the influence of an area of low pressure. So Thursday, the start of meteorological autumn. It's going to be mostly dry through the day, decent spells of sunshine, spells of rain over the weekend.
Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.